let's go to that problem of the day. It says solve the equation for the variable n. And this equation says -4 times, and here we got parentheses of 2n plus 5 equaling to n minus 20 on the right-hand side. Let's take a look at this thing, see where it's going to take us, see how it's going to work. And got parentheses that are keeping us from obviously having n by itself. We also have an n rolling around on the right-hand side and on the left-hand side, so we got to figure out some way to combine those, get those together, right? Got to put those all together. And while we're at it, we got some numbers that need to get grouped. So we've got a pretty healthy little problem going on here, all right? So let's see where we start. Parentheses, let's distribute. That's as good a place as any. So we're going to take the -4 and we are going to run it through both of those terms in the parenthesis. Now, 2n is important, but hey, don't forget about that 5. That 5 is very important to the final answer also. So we don't want to forget any of those pieces. That's going to give us a -8n because -4 times 2, just that, -8. The n comes along for the ride. Now, some of you are wondering, what about x's? Why don't we have it? We got n for the variable this time, all right? So just relax. Works the same way. We're trying to get it by itself. We've still got to distribute, that's for sure, which is going to give us, a -4 times 5, sign change. It's going to give us -20. And we stop because that's where the parenthesis stops. And we look on the other side and we say, n minus 20? You have to wait for another step. Wait your turn, it'll come sooner or later. So as we have it there, looks good so far. My next thing I like to do is get those n's together, all right? And there's no n, well, there is an n there. There's no number in front of the n, so we automatically assume that there is a 1. So we're going to subtract that n. We're going to also subtract it over here. And remember what I said, it's like having a 1. So we've got a -8, and we're going to subtract 1, which is going to give us -9, minus that 20. And on the other side, hey, they went away, right? That's why they were there. We disappear. We make them disappear. They're gone. And we have a -20 over here on the left-hand side and the right-hand side. Some of you are noticing, wait a minute, there's a -20 on both. Yes, there is. All right. So what we're going to do is, once again, getting n by itself. -20, the -20 here needs to move. So we're going to add 20 to both sides because that's what happens when you put a -20 or a -20 and a +20 or a +20 together and add them, which is what we're doing. They go away. Ooh, they go away over there also. Ooh, what do we do? What do we do? Well, we keep the -9n. That's fine. We do the same thing over here. Well, we don't have a 9n, though. We have a 0, all right? So, hey, don't leave a blank space. There's a 0 in there, all right? In this case, everything disappeared. You subtracted 20 from 20, and you have 0. So we're going to divide both sides now. We're bringing that division property of equality into play. And we're just going to divide -9 into 0. And some of my students sometimes think that gives you a 9 or a -9. That is not true. That is n equaling to, wow, 0. And yes, 0's a lovely number. It does wonderful things for us. And when we replace it, and we replace n with 0, it's going to check out. So let's do that right now here. How about it? We've got that -4 times, I'll put a little bracket around there so we don't get confused. We're going to say -4 times that 2n plus 5 equaling to n minus 20. All right, we're going to put the things in that we know, which is zeros. So put a -4, and we got 2 times 0. Don't put 20 there, it's 2 times 0, all right? Plus 5, that got kind of messy parenthesis, didn't it? And over here we have 0 minus 20, which is pretty easy to work through. Now, at this point, I'm seeing -4 times, all right, 2 times 0, everybody, is nothing. Not 2, but nothing. And we're going to add 5, so we're going to put -4 times 5 in just a second. Over on this side, let's go ahead and do it. If you say 0 minus 20, it's like saying adding a -20, and that's going to give us -20. The truth of the matter is we do have -20 on both sides, and I believe we can say we definitely have solved and we have checked the answer. And that's our problem of the day. Get you started off, all right?